Alright, you know it'd be a great fucking prank.
What?
Alright, now follow with me on this.
Okay, alright.
So what you're gonna do? You're gonna take a person, right?
Okay.
Now we're not giving that person any fucking food, right?
Oh, okay.
They're just gonna have to live on their own, possibly in the tent, right?
Okay.
Now that tent, you're gonna put next to a building. You know what that building's full of?
What?
Food. There's just so much food in that building. More food than any person or any group of people could ever eat. More food than you'd actually want.
Oh.
Like most of it's gonna go to waste, right?
Right.
So now, when that food is about to go to waste, what are you gonna do with it? You gonna give it to that person? No, you're not giving shit to them. You throw it right in the garbage. They try and get in the garbage, you're gonna pour bleach on that food so they can't eat it, right? You will do anything with that food except for give it to this one person. They just have to sit there next to that building without any food. No, isn't that the funniest shit ever? Now, when they're about to succumb to malnutrition because they have no food, that's when you rip their tent open and you're like, ha! Punked! That's right, the whole thing's been a prank! And then they die. Isn't that the funniest thing that you can think of?
Sure!
I actually have one thing that's even funnier.
What?
Alright, so now same scenario. That person has no food. But sometimes it's winter, right?
No!
It snows, there's blizzards.
Oh shit.
They're still in that fucking tent. We don't give them any shelter either. No food, no shelter. Alright?
The tent might just
Now,
blow
yeah.
away.
No, sometimes it's like negative 30 where you're getting like instant wind chill, like instant frostbite if you're like outside and shit. Like it's just unlivable temperatures, right?
Yeah.
Now, that building full of food, you know what happens 24 hours a day, 365 days a year?
What?
It's heated. That's right. And for like long periods of time, mostly during the night, like when you're trying to sleep, it's heated, no one fucking in the building. You know why?
Why?
Because that food we're going to throw away, we can't let that go bad.
Oh.
Yeah. So now they have no food, no shelter, and they're just left out in the elements. And then we're heating food that no one's going to eat.
What?
Isn't that the funniest joke that you can fucking think of? And then like they're about to freeze to death, and that's when you come in with your like big parka on and you got snow pants. Cause it's really cold out, right?
Yeah.
And then you open their tent and you got a super soaker. That super soaker's been in your car really warm because that water's gonna freeze really fast. And you're like, ha, break, and then you just spray them down, and that's when they die. Isn't that the funniest prank you can think of?
Yes.
So anyway.
I didn't think of it so great. It's not the funniest one that I could come up with because you came up with it.
Yeah, but isn't that hilarious?
Yes.
So anyways, this is Why Is That Person Naked? I'm Soger. I'm here with the Nord.
Hi.
And today, we're going to do something a little different. Normally, the movie ideas are completely me just rambling on about craziness. But today, we got something a little bit different. I believe you had a movie poster idea, didn't you, Nord?
So, yeah, a little while ago, I had this idea for a really beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, like, cover of a novel, a romance novel. Like, you can tell that's what it's supposed to be. It's very, very beautiful, very romantic. And it's probably a period piece too, so it's either in like a Regency era or Victorian. And so it's just very like on tier with like Pride and Prejudice, you know, a loving embrace. Just overall very aesthetically pleasing. And then you go to the title and boom, diagram of a penis.
Hell yeah. Now, alright. Already, I have the movie, alright?
Okay.
Alright, alright.
You already have it.
It's about a well-to-do family.
Right,
right?
of course.
They made all of their money in the penis sketch industry.
Yes.
All right? So in this town, they like if you need a drawing of a penis, this is the family you come to.
This is where you go.
Yeah. For all your nudie magazines, all your fashion things, everything, this is the family you go to for your drawing of penises. But
Oh no!
Yeah, Age of Steam, starting to get the steam engine.
Victorian era. Yep.
Penis-a-tron 3000 just got introduced. That can draw more penises in like 1 minute than a human man can draw in a whole week.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Technology is moving in. Boom! They just lost all of their future is gone. So they have no choice. They have they're like sort of artisanal penis drawings. Now the penis-a-tron, their penises doesn't have like the same heart and soul of like a man drawn penis. But
it is a soulless
Yeah,
Penis
it's just
drawing.
yeah, and you know sometimes it adds like weird like things into it, but people just ignore it, you know, because like there's just a lot of them. Like
Yeah.
it just immediately generates penis after penis after penis
Yeah,
after
they're
penis.
not as meaningful.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't have the heart and soul of a human drawn penis.
Yeah.
So now they have one daughter, all right,
They have
and they're
one
gonna
daughter.
marry this daughter off to the local nudie magazine baron, all right?
Mhm.
And that is how they're going to make their money. Because by marrying the daughter, join the families together, now he will no longer use the penis. This is their hope.
Yeah.
They're hoping that he's not going to use the penis-a-tron 3000 anymore and start, you know, using their hand human drawn penises because they're of higher quality.
Yeah.
And if you're like, okay, if you're gonna look in the nudie magazine, all right, this is asking you. If you're gonna look at a
If I
nudie
happen to be
magazine,
looking at a nude magazine.
do you want a soulless penis drawn by technology, or you want a penis that somebody like poured their heart and soul and drew, and like it has soul?
Oh, the latter.
Every time. All right, so anyways,
Every time.
yeah. So anyway, so now here's the problem.
Okay.
Because this is a romance movie. It's a rom-com sort of. This lady, she can't be about getting married. She's a free spirit.
Oh
right?
yeah. She don't want.
So she doesn't want to be married off
this
to.
guy.
Yeah,
No.
she doesn't want to be married to some old guy who just, you know, is concerned about making money and, you know, advancing his real estate holdings and stuff. No. She wants to marry for this little thing called love.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sweet.
Yeah, that's right. And she actually, like, she doesn't know it, but she sort of has a thing for the local codpiece monger. Here's the thing I didn't tell you. Everyone in the movie is wearing codpieces, both man and woman. So there's going to be lots of lady bulge in this movie. Because they're going to be wearing the, like, multiple layered dresses, like 4 layers of dresses. But they're going to have, like, a giant bulging codpiece. And the bigger your codpiece bulge, the higher in society you are.
Oh my
So
God.
that means, like, the high, like, status ladies just have, like, massive bulges in the front of their dresses.
Wait.
So far, are you digging this movie?
I love this so much. Okay, so question about costuming, right?
Yeah,
We're setting it, okay, executive decision, we're setting it in the Victorian era.
Yes.
So we're gonna have lots of corsetry going on and bustles.
Correct.
You know
Yeah.
what a bustle
And
is.
lots of flowing hair.
I was talking to a different guy friend, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't know what a fucking bustle is.
Okay.
Fake ass.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay. It is the year 2023, and you're telling me that an American male doesn't know what a bustle is. Our school systems are failing at every
I know.
level.
This is a 26-year-old American male did not know what a bustle is.
That is I think he's a Russian spy.
Oh my god.
I think we have no choice but to neutralize him.
Okay.
All right, but anyway, so back to
I'll
the
do that
costuming.
later, yeah.
Yep, you'll have to neutralize him. That's
Okay.
it. Here's what you're gonna do. Because you're an American, all problems are solved with a gun, so you already know what you have to do. You're gonna have to shoot him. All right?
Okay.
So just
All right.
2 in the head. But anyways,
Two in the
yeah,
in the head.
in the head.
It's too quick.
Well, I mean, when you're done, first you're gonna torture him a little bit, yes.
Okay.
But like,
concerned a
yeah.
little.
Well, because you don't want him to turn into a
enjoyment.
zombie. Because the last thing you need is an uneducated zombie.
Oh,
He'll be like
yeah,
walking
yeah,
around
yeah.
going, brains, what is a bustle? And then, this is awful. And he'll be reporting to Vladimir Putin. Like, last thing we need is communist sympathizer zombies.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
Okay.
so 2 in the head. But anyways,
So anyway, back to the
costuming.
movie.
Yeah.
Back to costuming. We've got a big fake ass part of the costume that was historically accurate.
Yep.
And we've got a bulge in the front. Too.
Yep.
So bulge front, like front
Yeah, so
and,
tiny
bulge
waist.
front and back.
Yep, so tiny waist, massive bulge to show your level of society.
Nice.
Standing in
Are
society.
the bustles larger for status as well?
No,
No.
I see no
just
reason.
Just
the codpiece.
Okay.
But only for women. Men just have a universal male codpiece because
on the outside of their pants.
Yep, because just like in regular society, it's just easier for men. Because why should they have to concern themselves with like knowing anything? They just got to buy a codpiece. They're good for the rest of their life. Women have to constantly be worried about fashion and whatnot. It's
Right.
only fair.
It's only fair.
Yeah,
So how you determine a man's status? Should it be like where?
Well, everyone just knows their status because
No,
you meet them and
you meet
they look
them
fat.
and you instantly know, but also like they could have like it's more ornately designed
Yeah,
codpiece.
sure.
Like it's got some
I mean,
designs
we
on it.
like you're
It's
focusing.
a higher material, but like yes,
Yeah.
okay.
See, here's the problem. You're focusing on the appearance of men. No, that doesn't matter. That does not matter at all. Okay. If I can tell you anything about society, no one cares how men look. They just care if they have money. So how do you know if a man has money? Easy. He has money. He doesn't need to show you. He just has, like, look at Bill Gates and Elon Musk. Do they show off that they have money? No, you just fucking know they have money.
You just know.
Yeah. So, like, no one cares what men look
Well, we
like.
also didn't.
Okay,
These people
especially
didn't have
women.
social media back then.
Especially women. Women don't care what men look like. They just care how much money they have. That is a scientifically true fact.
Really?
Yeah. It's proven by science.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyways, back to the movie.
Okay.
She slowly becomes in love with the local codpiece monger.
Realistically, slowly
And the reason why she likes him
falling in love with the codpiece
is because he's like
monger.
forward thinking for the time. Like he's very progressive.
And also
like,
hot.
Yeah. Like he would probably still beat his wife, but it wouldn't be over something minor. It would it would have to be like a real offense. You know, so he's progressive for the time. Yeah.
Oh.
He's forward thinking.
But he's not married.
No, not yet.
He's trying to court this young woman.
Yeah. I mean, well, and that's the other thing. I mean, I guess I don't know how historically accurate that is for the movie that's going to be in there. That's going to be how that.
He
like
wants
when
to
he's
get with her, okay?
Yeah. He wants to knock bulges. Like that's. Because of society, there's gonna be slang that's very codpiece based.
Okay.
Like they want to knock bulges.
They go.
Yeah. And he'll be like talking to his friends and he'll be like, "Ooh, look at the lady bulge on that one." Like the entire movie is gonna have
locker room talk,
we'll have its own like slang, but it's not like the focus of the movie. It's just like it's like scene dressing,
a side product of the.
Yeah, it's never the focus. But anyways, so she's in love with this codpiece monger.
Yeah.
His business is doing all right. You know, he just makes codpieces. You know.
And he's also hot.
Yeah, and he, of course, likes her. Because, you know, she's free-spirited and all that stuff.
She's not like other girls.
Yeah, she's not like other... Exactly. Unlike all the other girls who are the same, she is different in the fact that she's different.
What?
I know. Here's my thought. She could have like unique things about her, like I don't know. She
has to be a redhead.
Why would she be redheaded?
I don't know. It's
Victorian. I don't like that at all.
Why not?
Because she's redheaded then.
Because it's symbolism of her free-spirited.
She's got a fiery free spirit.
I was gonna say, stereotypically fiery.
Okay.
We are perpetuating stereotypes in this movie.
No, we're not. I don't know why you would say that. That's awful. What about this?
What do you mean?
Would perpetuate stereotypes.
That redheaded people are fiery.
But here's the thing: is she Irish?
No.
Okay, that's good. Because once again, period piece. Like that.
Apparently, there are more redheaded Scottish people than Irish.
That's even worse. Are you kidding me? Oh my God!
I'm just saying. It's
not
just Irish people who are redheaded sober.
But anyways.
Right.
So she's like not like other girls. Right. I think she needs a characteristic. Mm-hmm. I think she's really into animals.
Yeah.
Because no woman is really into animals. That is unique. Yeah.
No women are into animals.
Have you ever met a woman who's like really into animals?
Why no?
You have? Yeah. So that's how she's unique, because she likes critters and stuff.
Wow.
Here's what I think: she's really into birds.
Oh.
Yeah. No. Here's
birds.
Yeah. Here's the twist. Because
really into birds. Okay.
Of the era.
Okay.
She could be like the first lady who's really into birds. Because like right now, it's like really played out. Like every woman's like really into birds now.
I'm not.
Don't lie.
I'm not lying to you. Do you think I'd lie to you?
I'm pretty sure you would about being into birds.
Okay, fine. I'm not into birds. They kind of freak me out.
What? Really?
Yeah. They're gonna peck my eyes out.
Okay, well, the majority of women are really into birds. Everyone knows that. Like, if you meet a woman, you should just assume they're into birds. Yeah, see? How does that feel? Does that feel empowering?
Sure.
So anyways, I feel like we're losing the story.
No, we're not.
So she's
This
really
is
into
perfect.
birds.
Okay.
All right. But here's the hilarity part. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So she's into animals. She really likes critters, except for she likes like violently killing critters in the most brutal way possible. But like, so it's introduced as like a Snow White-esque type
she's
thing,
like a
where she
Disney
puts
princess.
she puts her arms out, and all like the critters come
Maybe
running up.
She looks like she's about to sing to a little bird.
Yeah,
like,
a little Tweety bird lands on her finger, and she starts like singing to it, but at the same time, her hand starts coming behind it, and then she grabs it and slowly starts squeezing it, and then you just hear a loud crunch, and then she like shudders a little bit, because it just brings her so much pleasure to snuff out that bird.
Shudder, not in fear or anything.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
And then she at multiple times throughout the movie, she's like crushing birds or like pulling the skin off a rabbit or something.
Yeah.
And like all the other people in town
are going, what the fuck?
No, see, all the other people in town, because she's a hot lady, are just like, oh, look at her.
She's so quirky.
Yeah, she's so quirky. She's not like the other girls. And she's just like masquerading.
She has personality too.
But because the codpiece monger is progressive and stuff, he is like, holy fuck, that's fucked up. Like, what is her problem?
He's the only one going, what the fuck?
Yeah, he still likes her, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's hot.
He's totally into it.
Yeah, because she's hot.
He also realizes
it's fucked up.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah. Why would you do that? Like, that's, like, I'm concerned.
Is she okay?
Like I'm concerned, but you're attractive enough that I'm going to ignore my concern and just pursue you.
I'm going to ignore the red flags.
Yeah, exactly.
The red flags that are present in this relationship.
So anyways.
Yeah.
So that's that relationship.
Okay. Oh, at one point they should be like,
I've got it.
No.
Sorry,
okay,
I stopped for a second.
Go.
The night of.
Okay.
They're like, the parents like, oh yeah, they're going to introduce the nudie magazine baron and proclaim that she's going to marry him. And she knows. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He's going to pay the dowry and whatever and whatever. But that night, that's when, oh yeah, that's right. She breaks out of her room. She opens up the window. When she opens up a window, what happens? Ooh, ah! Yeah, that's right. The song Down with the Sickness hits.
Woo!
No, here's a part that I just thought right now.
Oh, okay.
We're going to buy the rights to Down with the Sickness.
Okay. All right.
Now, at the very beginning of the movie,
of course,
when the movie starts, the title song, Down with the Sickness.
Yeah, it cuts to the title screen.
Yeah.
Diagram
Ooh, wow.
of the penis.
But it's really quiet, but it's like the normal version of the song. It starts at the beginning, goes to the end, not radio edit, CD edit.
No, it starts with the riff and like, can you feel it?
Yeah. So the entire song. It has the entire song.
Yeah.
But it's the full-length version of the song. This is the most important part of the song, because the full-length version of the song has like a minute in the middle where like the lead singer's like, oh, mommy, don't hit me. And it's like the dumbest thing. Like the whole song is pretty terrible, but the minute is like...
part that's like, you stupid fucking bitch.
Yeah. So that part's in the song.
Okay.
So it's not radio edit, it's album edit. So it's a minute longer.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now every time the song is played in the movie, like, this is the only song in the movie. So any scene, and this is the first time it's played after the title scene, because in the title scene it's like really low.
It's jarring because you weren't expecting it.
Yeah, but people, but like 15, 20 minutes goes by and people have sort of forgotten that. They're like, oh, that was really fucking weird. But then they get invested in the story.
To do that?
Yeah, and now she's like realizing that she's going to be signed off to this guy. She starts grabbing herself, and that's when you hear
grabbing herself.
Yeah, grabbing her stuff. Like no, she's not excited.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
Grabbing
she starts like
stuff.
packing a bag and stuff, and that's when you're like, can you feel it? Yeah, and then when she opens the window, ooh, ah! And then she's like running, and it's like, come on, get down with the sickness, motherfucker, help me get down with the sickness. And she's like running through the woods, and she runs into the only place she can think of where to go. Because at this point, we've like introduced to her like going into town, and everyone's like, oh, hey, whatever your name is. She doesn't have a name yet. She's just the lady.
Okay.
We'll get a name for her. But she's like met everyone. Like, you've had the 15 minutes of like set building and all that. Yeah. But the only place that she can think to go to, because the local codpiece guy, I don't know, like maybe the nudie magazine baron, has like stiffed him, so she knows that there's sort of a kerfuffle between the two. So that's where she goes because it's the only place that she can think to go.
It's a romantic drama.
Yeah.
No, it's a romantic period piece with gang war.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically Con Air in Victorian times, exactly.
Nice.
So anyways, so she gets in there. Right as the song is ending, she gets there, and she like flings doors open, and she's all out of breath. And the guy looks at her, and then they
Which guy?
The codpiece monger.
Okay.
Yeah. Go on, keep up with me.
Okay, fine.
So at this point, she's like sort of explaining what's happening, and the guy's like is listening to her problems.
I don't want to marry him.
Yeah,
kind of
and the guy's like listening to her problems because he's very progressive. You know, he's like, oh, well, that's terrible.
He listens to her sometimes.
Yeah. You know, this is like you don't listen to women. Everyone knows that. Especially attractive women. Why would you
actually listen to what they have to say?
Yes, like your eyes can't hear. Everyone knows that.
Oh,
but anyway.
Wow. But in this moment, he is actually
he's listening. He's listening.
What a sweet guy.
And then it's at that point that they lock eyes, and that's when she realizes she's in love with him. And that's when you hear, "Can you feel it?" Again, that's right. Every single time. Down with the sickness starts from the beginning. Yeah. So they're like looking and it's going back and forth and they like go to kiss. Ooh, wow.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, and it's always from the beginning. It's always the original version of the song.
Yeah, it always has to start over every single time.
Yeah, so now she's on the hide and then like the nudie magazine baron is like, oh, I'm going to turn this town upside down looking for my woman.
Because his betrothed did not show up.
Because he was promised a wife.
Right.
And now he wants his wife no matter what.
Yeah.
All right. Now, there's a secondary story.
Okay.
Because the penis-a-tron.
Is it penis-a-tron or penis-matron?
Either or. Whichever one you feel like.
Do they use them interchangeably in the movie?
Sure.
So the audience is just as confused as we
exactly.
are? Okay.
Yeah. No. Okay. So, there's a side story where, like, a local artist has challenged the penis-tron to combat by penis drawings. Who can draw the most penises? Wow. Yes, it's sort of like that.
It'll be like the scene in like Sweeney Todd when they have like a competition who can like shave the most faces.
Sure, except for it won't be terrible. That's the important part.
How dare you?
Unlike that movie, which is awful.
Have you even watched Sweeney Todd?
No, I haven't.
Johnny Depp?
No, I haven't, but I know it's not a good movie. Because I haven't seen it. If I haven't seen the movie, I know it's not good. Because I'm an American, and I know that the things I like are the best, and the things I don't know anything about are terrible. Especially things that don't take place in America, even worse.
Well, okay, that takes place in London. Guess where this takes place? London.
No.
Why not?
Because
it's Victorian.
Yeah, it can be Victorian in America.
No.
Yes.
No. Then it would have to be all like Old West and shit. Because that's the
fine. It takes place in England. This entire movie's terrible now because it's foreign.
Didn't you know that every Victorian period drama takes place in Europe?
No, I didn't because I don't watch them.
Well, I don't watch
they take place in Europe, which, if I'm not mistaken, is not America.
You would be correct in that.
Where does Con Air take place?
It's been fucking forever since I
Where does it take place? What country?
America.
Where does Face Off take place?
America.
Where does the movie Ambulance take place?
Haven't watched it yet. Probably America.
That's right. All the best movies take place. Where does Transformers predominantly take place? Predominantly take place.
America.
Because it's worldwide.
They also stupidly teleport to Egypt for some reason.
But all the scenes that are just cut to very shortly and are just there to be there are in foreign countries. Because no one cares about them. Because they're not American. Where does the movie Stargate take place?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
Have you watched Stargate?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
No, but I'm assuming, because I haven't seen it, probably doesn't take place in America. Because that sounds pretty terrible.
You haven't seen it.
Yeah, exactly.
Therefore,
anyways, back to the movie.
So, how about at some point through the movie?
Yes.
The codpiece monger and quirky young female protagonist.
Yes.
How about they're trying to run away to America?
Oh my god! That exploded! The codpiece monger has been making the most decorative codpiece ever. And that was sort of his plan, is he was going to make this really fancy codpiece, and he was going to sell it to buy passageway to America to be awesome because he was tired of not being American.
Yeah.
But he
wanted to take her there so they could be...
Well, he didn't know he wanted to take her there, but now she's part of that dream. That's why he's fighting with the local nudie magazine baron, because he took that codpiece and didn't pay for it, and now he can't go to America.
He took the codpiece, but he didn't pay for it? I thought he made the codpiece.
No, the codpiece monger made an illustrious codpiece for the nudie magazine baron.
Oh.
The nudie magazine baron did not pay for him because he's the richest guy in town and he runs things.
Pay for it.
Exactly.
Oh, what an asshole.
I know. He is an asshole. And his whole thing was he wanted to sell this codpiece to buy passageway to America.
Oh, yep.
Because he was tired. He was tired of being non-American because it's the worst thing in the world.
Okay.
He's like, oh, this is terrible. I'm not American. And now this lady has introduced herself into his life, and he explains his dream to run off to America. And she was free-spirited.
She's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and she's like...
Do it.
She's like, well, what are the animals like there? And he starts talking about all the animals and stuff there.
They have even different animals.
Yeah, and as she's talking about it, she's having flashes of all the animals that he's explaining, and it just shows her brutally mauling those animals. And
montage.
Yeah.
Really
and she's just thinking of it, and the whole time, really quietly, can you feel it? Yeah. So, exactly. Yeah. So we got that.
Okay.
Now, here's another thing before I forget. At the end of the movie, at the romantic conclusion where they finally run off to America, that's the only time the song Down with the Sickness is slightly different.
Oh.
In that scenario, it's a slowed down acoustic version to show how deep the movie was.
I thought that was the end credits.
Yeah, that's the end credits. That's the end credits.
So it goes into the end credits.
Yeah, that's...
It's still the same song.
Yeah, still the same song. But it's an acoustic version, so it's can you feel it?
Also sung by a woman.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course, because it has to be sung by a woman, because then it shows the audience how deep and passionate the movie had. Because up until that point, you're like, wow, this movie was really deep and made me really look inside myself as a person. Mm-hmm. Oh, but then you hear that song and you're like, wow.
This movie was so deep.
So deep.
You know what? I have an idea. I'm wondering this whole time, how deep is their love?
Yeah.
I'm thinking we could use only Down with the Sickness throughout the whole movie, except for one scene that does not call for it. Bee Gees, How Deep Is Your Love?
I've got it. So.
Fight scene.
Yes, there has to be a fight scene.
Yes.
So, the nudie magazine baron finds out that his betrothed is hanging out with the codpiece monger.
No.
But.
Not the hot guy she actually wants to be with.
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
But. He's going to gather up all of his, henchmen and stuff to go and, throw down with the codpiece monger.
Throw down, boy.
Yeah. But, unknown to him, the codpiece monger, he's sort of friends with all the underworld and stuff. Plus, all the underworld people really like the lady because they get all the meat from the animals that she kills. Because she doesn't do anything with them. She just kills animals. And they just find, the animal carcasses everywhere.
So they get their food supply from this sociopathic,
attractive young lady. Plus, a lot of them wear, furs for clothes and stuff that are also just discarded by the lady. Because the most important part is that she does nothing with the animals she kills. She just kills them and then throws them. And, so she has this whole, ecosystem built around her, slaughter of animals. And
okay.
Yeah.
Her parents don't know about any of this.
Yeah. Plus, no. The parents think she's normal.
Yeah.
They think that she's just
young woman. Yeah. She must be okay.
There's no problems. Oh, people will be like, "Wow, your daughter's a little weird," and they're like, "Have you seen how hot she is?" And well, yeah, she is. And I'm like, "Oh, then there's nothing wrong with her."
I want specifically the dad to be talking to some other person.
Specifically talking about his daughter being hot.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like not even like the mom being like, oh yes, my daughter's so beautiful and whatever. Like she's gonna marry off so well. No, the dad.
Yeah, in the most locker room version.
The most locker room version, like the dad is usually like a soft-spoken guy who you would not expect of. Is just like, what have you seen? How hot my daughter is?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
it's really creepy.
Like it's so creepy.
But we act like in the movie completely fucking normal.
Yeah, it's so normal to talk about how hot your daughter is.
But anyways,
really
so here's what I see.
Yeah.
I see the nudie magazine baron like calling out like, "God, peacemonger! You know, come out here!" And they're like,
he doesn't have a first name, by the way.
I will give him a name,
Well,
but
at some point.
he just calls him Cod Peacemonger.
Yeah, he would only
because he's rich. He doesn't need to learn names.
Yeah, he's not on a first name basis
with
his
like
arch enemy.
anyone. Well, it was basically anyone. He just calls
yeah.
people what they do.
What their trait is.
Because that's all
their
people are to him, or is
Yeah.
like the task that they provide.
Yeah.
So he's like, "God, peacemonger!" And they're like busting
what?
windows out and stuff. like his name could be Darthurius. I think that's his name.
Darthurius.
Darthurius.
Oh, that's a nice name.
Is it?
Did you come up with it just now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
I was just trying to think of an era appropriate name.
Yeah, okay.
And I thought Darthurius.
I don't know if it's era appropriate, but I'll check it
Here's
out.
the thing. We're releasing this movie in America.
Yeah.
So they'll hear it and they'll be like, well, that has to be era
That must
appropriate.
be
I'm not going to look because that would be learning and reading.
Check it. That would be actual research done, but the American audience will hear that name and be like, "Ooh,
obviously it's just era appropriate."
That sounds old timey and European."
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. People will name their children Darthurius after they hear that because they'll like the character. They'll be like,
"Can we have him have that name and then she'll be just like Kate?"
Perfect. I love it.
I mean, it's like the contrast of
Just Kate.
Yeah, just Kate.
Her first name is Just.
Just Kate.
Middle name Kate. Just Kate.
Yeah. No last name, first name, and middle name. Yeah. No surname because her family are central to the plot. Yeah. But she doesn't have a surname.
And Darthurius' last name, Codpiece.
Yeah. Darthurius.
Yeah, just Kate Codpiece is what she's going to be at the end of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyways.
Yeah.
So, I see.
Yeah.
The local nudie magazine baron just screaming and they're busting out the windows because they're in hiding. They're like in the sewers and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Whatever.
Very romantic.
Well, yeah. Well, because they had to run because the shop got burned down or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. In the gang war.
Like,
yes.
Because during the drawing competition where the guy is fighting against the steam-powered penis-a-tron, that's when they're like, we're going to go in and we're going to steal all the money because they're going to use that as a distraction. Ooh. And that's when they get seen by a local henchman for the, nudie magazine. Yeah. So that's when they get caught, and that's when they like are running, and that's when the whole thing's figured out. The shop gets burned down, but they have the money now, so all they need to do is they got enough money to get to America. But now they got to get out of here. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's to get to America. All right. Let me just point something out. If you have to choose between stealing or being not American, what are you gonna do?
Steal.
If you have to kill. Ooh. Or not be American. Exactly, America! So everything. So the audience is completely on board. They're like, oh, he steals? Oh.
He wants to get to America?
Yeah.
Dude.
I completely identify.
You do, boo. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's when they get caught. They have to run to the shop to get their supplies because they got like a bug out bag. It's full of like muskets and stuff. Because, obviously they're going to America, they need multiple firearms. There's a 3 firearm minimum to get into America. Everyone knows that.
Oh, okay.
If you want, like, they're like, please show us all your firearms, and you need 3 per person, otherwise you can't fucking get them. It's like a whole plot point.
You can't sit with us, kind of.
Yeah. So like he's like, we need all these guns, and then they're like, all right, fucking awesome, I love it. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
So they have to run, get all the guns. But because they're muskets, they're not super fucking accurate. So it's not like they can shoot anyone. If they try and shoot, they'll be like off by like 15 feet. Because, they're muskets. They're black powder. They're not accurate at all. But Americans just love guns, so you need guns.
Yeah.
So anyway.
They take forever to reload.
Yeah. So they're like screaming, like, God, peacemonger. And that's when, the Bee Gees, How Deep Is Your Love? kicks on.
See your eyes.
Yeah, and that's when they're like running and stuff is on fire, and like it looks like a John Woo movie, like where like he's like running through the sewers. And like the Noonie magazine barons, like henchmen are following him, but then like the street trash people are like gutting them, and it's like really, really violent. Like at this part, it gets like hyper violent, where there's like people's like entrails.
Like, oh my god!
Yeah. And I'm not talking like new age violence where it's bad CGI. I'm talking like 80s, 90s action movie, like where it's like we are putting money into the violence, so it looks real.
That'll be where half the budget goes, and half the budget.
Half the budget goes to the violence.
A third of the budget goes to costuming.
Yep.
A third of the budget goes to violence. And then the other third is everything else in this whole movie. Yeah.
Well, plus we have to set aside rights to Down with the Sickness.
True. That's the other third.
So there's 4/3, I agree.
There's no budget for anything else in this movie.
It's Down with the Sickness.
We can't pay anyone here.
We're not paying anyone.
Oh, no.
Everyone, the entire staff is getting paid a percentage of the profits the movie makes.
Okay, alright.
Yeah. So, like, everyone gets like 0.1%.
Oh, alright.
Yeah. But it's really good. If the movie makes $1 billion.
They have a lot of money.
Yeah. Like, and easily this movie's going to make $1 billion. Oh,
yeah.
Like, I'll just
this is what America needs.
Yeah. So anyways, so they're running. How Deep Is Your Love is playing.
Yeah.
And that's when all the henchmen die. It's very gruesome.
Yes.
Yes. And then in the scuffle, the penis-a-tron blows up because guess what? Hadn't been tested. That's right. They were using it, but they were never using it to max volume because this guy's just drying furiously.
Oh,
and
is
like both things are like going on, and you're cutting from one thing to the other. And every time it cuts, like when it cuts to the penis-a-tron, when it cuts to the combat, so like from scene to scene, like and it just keep going back and forth.
The juxtaposing is gonna be amazing.
And like the Noonie magazine baron can't leave the competition, and they're like talking through cans with a string on them, because it's like, you know, like it's like that time, and that's but he has them all over the town, and like he just has like a whole table.
Get crossed all
he just has like a whole table, and he's like just talking like all throughout the town. They're like, he's in here, and like everyone has like cancer, and they're like, go, you know. But then, boom, whole thing blows up.
Oh, the penis-a-tron.
Yeah, bunch of people get injured. That's also really gruesome. There's a lot of injuries, but Noonie magazine baron dead. That's right. Like cuts to him.
How he dies?
Yeah, cuts to him. Big steel thing right through his fucking head. So that means none of this other stuff mattered. But like most good movies, the villain just sort of disappears. Yeah. So that's tied up nicely.
But a movie is only as good as their villain.
Yeah, but he's dead now.
Okay.
But it's almost the end of the movie.
All right.
So the villain's dead.
Okay. We don't get a showdown of the good guy and the
bad guy.
No,
why would you need that? Because now
Americans love that.
But you don't need it because this is a rom-com.
All right.
So now he's free to go to America with this lady. But now, there's a lot of screen time left. What's going on?
You said it was almost the end of the movie.
It was the end of that part of the movie. But now, was this whole relationship based on being on the run and stealing this guy's betrothed wife? And now they start, and now they start, now the guy starts wondering, hey, is she maybe just a hot lady and maybe I have nothing in common with her?
He did all of this only to realize that?
Maybe she's not the one. And she's all weird. Look all these animals that she's fucking killing.
She's actually kind of a fucked up person.
Yeah, so he's looking at her because now like they can sort of like take their time and whatever. Yeah. And all of a sudden he's like looking at her and she's doing stuff and it's like, can you feel it? Ooh, wow! And as you can see that he's like concerned.
He's trying to figure this out.
And now boom, they split because every romantic comedy at some point the main guy and the main woman need to break up so that they can then find true love. Yes. So now they split up ways. But now whenever they for a while they're happy, like she's like, you know, just slaughtering stuff. She's an
independent woman who don't need no man.
Exactly.
She'll kill animals.
Plus she has a ton of money now. She doesn't need a man.
Oh.
Because they split the money.
Oh,
they split the money.
They decided to split the money.
Yeah, exactly.
So amicable breakup.
Yeah. So she doesn't need to get married.
Okay.
His codpiece business is thriving.
I thought the shop blew up. No, that's
The
Oh.
shop blew up, but he moved into the codpiece or the nudie magazine Baron's house, and he completely renovates it, and now that's his house.
Oh.
I'm not sure why it works that way, but
the
in the
greatest
movie,
revenge truly is using your enemy's business.
yeah. But he moves in there,
After
and no
they
one asks
die.
any questions. Because then we would have to add a whole reason why he could move in there. But like no one's
They
gonna
won't
ask
ask
that question.
questions.
They'll
yeah.
just be like, he's the hero. Of course, he would get the house
He gets
and
that
all of his
building,
riches.
yeah.
So now his business is flourishing. He also outlawed, because now he's like sort of the main nudie magazine guy, and he's
Oh.
like, we're not going to use.
But that's not his passion.
It's not. He's still doing cod pieces.
Okay.
But he's like, we're outlawing steam-powered penis drawers. All penises are going to be human drawing. So her family's
Right.
doing well.
This will work really well
yeah.
with AI replacing artists.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So everyone, like, it looks like everyone's happy. Like,
Yeah.
so maybe this is the ending. Like, people are like, okay. Except for, all of a sudden he looks out the window one day and he sees a little bird. And he's like, looking at it, and it's like, can you feel it? and then all of a sudden, like a hawk swoops down and starts going, ooh, wah! And that's when he's like,
brutally killing the
starts
little
brutally
bird,
killing
yeah.
the bird. And then it cuts to the other lady, and she's like she's walking by, and she's looking at all the lady bulge. And then every lady who walks by with a bigger and bigger bulge, she starts thinking of the codpiece monger,
Oh.
Darthurius.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
thinking of him
Yeah.
with all the bulges.
And she decides, I'm going to run and meet him. And she comes to the manor, and she starts pounding on the door, and there's no answer, no answer, no answer. And that's when she turns around, and there is the codpiece monger. And he just has cages and cages of birds. And that's when she
For her
embraces him,
kill?
and she just starts mangling the birds. And that's when the very acoustic
Oh.
and slow version
Aw.
ooh, come on, get some, to show you how deep as they
Down
embrace.
little
And then they,
sickness.
exactly.
And they embrace and they realize they do love each other.
Yes.
And like, oh.
And then the whole end of the movie is like photographs of them in America.
Oh,
Like,
photographs.
and it's like,
Because the photographs are a new invention.
yeah,
They have
and
to
it shows
try
like him like introducing
Yeah.
cod pieces to like the local native
wow.
community, and it shows her like shooting a buffalo in the head. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, and it just shows like different things.
Yes.
Like
naturally.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And they should look. The photos need to look somewhat old timey.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
It's old pictures, but they were like, we liked photography before it was cool.
Well, yeah, much like birds.
She
Much like liking birds,
Yes.
because of the age of this movie, she could be like the first lady who not only was into birds, but also a part-time photographer.
Wow.
I know. That's so uncommon.
Wow. Yeah.
She's the first.
Truly ahead of her time.
Exactly.
Wow.
I mean,
Inspiring.
do you like this movie?
I love this
Are you gonna
movie.
see this movie?
I would 100%. We're making this movie. Of course I'm gonna see it.
All right.
All right.